New people arrived at the main entrance of the Ding family home. Servants hurried forward to greet the returning second master. Ding Hao, level 42, arrived with his son Ding Shu, who drove up in a luxurious car. Ding Hao brushed off Ding Shu's recent loss to Yun as a minor mistake, but Ding Shu snapped back that greeting his father wasn't the reason he came. Ding Hao then opened the car door for Miss Yun Shaw. Two young women stepped out. One had long blonde hair, and beside her stood her dark-haired friend, likely Yun Sha. The mustached family head, recently returned from the dungeon incident, waited at the top of the stairs with a welcoming smile. Suddenly, the smile vanished. Confusion crossed his face. Then anger followed. He roughly kicked aside a bowing servant, barking at him not to block the way. As the servant lay on the ground, the furious family head strode toward Ding Hao, Ding Shu, and their two female guests, clearly upset. From the woods, Zhao Ji, disguised as a guard, watched the scene at the mansion. Yun suddenly appeared behind him, startling the boy. Xiao Ji admitted he was worried. With the Ding family back, sneaking into the house didn't seem like a good idea. Yun calmly asked why he looked so anxious. A surprised Xiao Ji asked how he had arrived so quickly. Yun explained that the creature he had released was a dungeon lord. Even a level 31 monster was difficult to capture alive, meaning it would keep the Ding family's main fighters busy for quite some time. He said they wouldn't defeat the boss anytime soon, making this the perfect opportunity. With that decided, he asked Xiao Ji what he had seen. Xiao Ji looked back at the house sadly. He said the servant, the family head, had kicked aside was his youngest uncle, Chu Yi, a level 17 man. Yun listened as Xiao Ji revealed a dark piece of their shared past. When the old Yun rebelled, Xiao Ji explained, his own family had already been killed. In a way, he said, that had spared them from the years of humiliation and suffering that followed for the children of traitors. Hearing how Yun's old friend's family had suffered because of lies about their past, Yun's face hardened with grim sadness and quiet resolve. As they watched from the trees, Xiao Ji continued telling his family's tragic story. After being branded traitors, the Chou family faced constant persecution from the empire. Their homes were destroyed, and their lives were ruined. Things became even worse under secret orders from the so-called hero Ding Quan. He made sure the surviving members of the Chou family were constantly harassed and abused. Beaten and broken with no other way to survive, the remaining Chou family members were forced to serve the very people who had ruined them, the Ding family. Now they lived in poverty, constantly watching their master's expressions and bowing for scraps. Xiao Ji admitted with shame that they were sometimes displayed as proof of the Ding family's so-called mercy for forgiving the children of traitors. He said his father's generation had once tried to resist and change their fate, speaking out against the injustice. But their attempt ended in tragedy. The pressure broke his father, who lost his mind, while his uncle Zoli became completely submissive, acting like nothing more than the Ding family's loyal dog. Burdened by this hopeless history, Xiao Ji began to question his own actions, wondering if it was right to follow Yun into such a dangerous place. His doubts were cut short when Yun turned to him and said firmly that he needed to go to the inner residence. Panicked, Xiao Ji tried to stop him, quickly reminding him that Ding Shu's father, a fully equipped level 42 fighter, was inside. If Yun were discovered, he would surely die. But Yun wasn't afraid of the danger. He explained that in a world where powerful people controlled both power and dungeons, no one could change their fate without taking risks. He looked at Xiao Ji and added that some things would never be accomplished if a person only hesitated and waited. Finally, Yun gave him a clear choice. He said he could help Xiao Ji change his fate, but Xiao Ji had to choose to act for himself. Yun made his intentions clear. He would fight back, but he wouldn't force Xiao Ji to follow him. Even with Yun's determination, Xiaoji was still filled with fear and doubt. He argued that the Ding family was an enormous power that ruled the world. How could the two of them possibly fight such a force? Yun turned away, gazing toward the distant inner residence. As he began walking forward, he told the stunned Xiaoji that his goal was far greater than simply bringing down one family. The real enemy he intended to fight was the empire itself. Meanwhile, inside the quiet inner residence, Ding Hao relaxed on a couch while a maid attended to him. He wondered how the dungeon lord had managed to break free from its supposedly unbreakable chains. Seeing him, the blonde girl accompanying Ding Shu politely asked her uncle if it was a bad time, offering to visit another day because of the emergency. Ding Hao quickly waved away her concern. He said his older brother, the family head, could handle the situation easily. A simple dungeon problem, he assured her, was far less important than her visit. Still smiling, he explained that when their powerful father, the old master, and his third brother heard she was coming, they had already begun returning home to greet her. He added that they had even contacted Hero Grandpa, who was extremely excited to see her. It was clear the family valued her visit highly, and he assured her the dungeon problem would be resolved easily. From a hidden balcony, Yun listened carefully. His focus sharpened when he heard the name Hero Grandpa. He realized they were referring to the so-called Hero Ding Quan. His thoughts raced as he connected this with what he had learned from the captured guard. To enter the hero's dungeon, one needed both a pass and a companion. Looking at the guests, Yun noticed the respect shown to Yunxia and realized her status must be extremely high. Then another detail struck him. Her surname was Yun, the same as his own. He briefly wondered if it was a coincidence, but quickly pushed the thought aside. For now, his goal remained the same: obtaining the dungeon pass. Yunxia stood quietly, her expression unreadable, a figure surrounded by mystery and authority. With the Ding family's main fighters occupied, Yun seized the opportunity. Moving silently, he slipped into the inner residence. Hugging the shadows, he passed two maids chatting in the hallway. He moved deeper into the mansion's luxurious halls, step by careful step, until he reached his destination. Outside, the crisis had already ended. Ding Yi, the family head and a level 42 fighter, stood before the corpse of the slain dungeon lord alongside his men. He concluded that the beast must have been released deliberately. Still, one thing troubled him. They had found no trace of the culprit. Taking such a risk couldn't have been done just for a single item, not even the valuable chains. With a decisive expression, he ordered his guards to surround the inner residence. Protecting their important guest was his top priority. He couldn't allow anything to disturb the young lady. Inside the study, Yun began searching. He went straight to the desk the guard had mentioned, only to find its drawers completely empty. Remembering his newly acquired non-combat skill, he activated phasing, the reverse of brick spell. His hands passed through the solid wood, revealing a hidden compartment. Inside, he discovered a drawer packed with books and journals. He pulled them out, spotting what appeared to be a diary, but he set it aside. Then he found what he had truly come for, a cache of high-quality skill books. Among them was Slowing Aura, a powerful support skill capable of weakening every enemy in a wide area. He had uncovered the Ding family's hidden stash. Meanwhile, guards began flooding the entrance to the inner residence. From his hiding place in the woods, Xiaoji's heart pounded in terror. He feared they had been discovered. His panic grew as more guards arrived, sealing the entire area. If Yun didn't escape soon, he would be caught. Fear crept into his mind, dragging up memories of his father's madness and his family's endless suffering. His first instinct was to run, to slip away and save himself. When a guard walked near his hiding spot, he froze, unable to decide. Then Yun's words echoed in his mind. He could change his fate, but only if he chose it himself. Clenching his teeth, Xiaoji made his decision. With a sudden shout, he drew the guard's attention. then burst from hiding and sprinted away, leading them away from the mansion. He had made his choice. He would become the distraction to ensure Yun wasn't discovered. From inside the mansion, Yun saw Xiaoji's brave act. With the guards pulled away, he smashed a window and leapt outside. Pride filled him. His friend had finally overcome his fear and chosen to fight against his fate. To help Xiaoji escape, Yun created an even greater diversion. He landed among the guards and taunted them, shouting that he had stolen the chains and skill books and daring them to take them back. Enraged, the guards abandoned their posts and charged after him. As he ran, Yun activated the slowing aura skill he had just acquired. But under the influence of Mirror World, the ability reversed into accelerating aura, increasing his speed and that of any nearby allies. The family head, Ding Yi, watched the chase unfold. He frowned when he realized Yun wasn't fleeing the mansion, but racing back toward the dungeon. Alarmed, he shouted new orders, sending 2 squads back to guard the dungeon lord. Running beside him, Xiaoji was confused and terrified. He demanded to know why Yun was leading them toward such danger. Yun calmly revealed his plan. With so many guards drawn away, the remaining forces must have already defeated the wild dungeon lord. To accomplish that, they would have exhausted enormous effort, leaving the creature critically weakened. If he struck now, he could take advantage of its low health. Yun checked his ultimate skill, Mirror World, feeling the power within it pulsing. His purple eyes glowed with anticipation. Killing the weakened dungeon lord could push the skill into its next stage.